If you're applying this year and keep hearing about the MSRA, but you're still not entirely sure what it means for your specialty, this video is for you. Whether you're applying for GP, anesthetics, or ACCS-Anaesthetics, psychiatry, radiology, or obstetrics and gynecology, the MSRA is becoming one of the most important parts of specialty recruitment in 2025. I'll explain exactly how it works, how different specialties use it, the latest competition ratios, what counts as a good score, and how I'm personally preparing. I'll also talk about my first ever collaboration with ReviseMSRA, and just to be transparent, this is the first company I've ever partnered with. I wouldn't do it if I hadn't researched it properly or genuinely thought it could help. I've tried ReviseMSRA a few times myself, and I'll show you what I found later on. The Multi-Specialty Recruitment Assessment, or MSRA, is an online exam used across England to help shortlist and rank applicants for multiple NHS specialties. It has 2 papers. Professional Dilemmas, an SJT-style test of professionalism, ethics, and decision-making. Clinical Problem Solving, medical knowledge questions covering 12 clinical domains, including cardiology, respiratory, endocrine, gastroenterology, neurology, renal, psychiatry, pediatrics, musculoskeletal, reproductive, dermatology, ENT, ophthalmology, and infectious or hematological medicine. Even if you're applying to anesthetics or radiology, you'll still see a broad range of topics from general medicine. The exam is taken through Pearson VUE test centers in January and lasts roughly 3 hours in total. Think of the MSRA like this. For some specialties, it's the whole cake. For others, it's just the first slice that gets you through the door. General Practice, ST1. The MSRA makes up 100% of your ranking. There's no interview. Your score alone determines your offer and location. Anesthetics and ACCS. Anesthetics. The MSRA is used to shortlist candidates to interview. It contributes around 15% of your total score, while the interview itself counts for roughly 85%. Clinical Radiology. The MSRA, again, determines who's invited to interview, and then your final rank is based on the interview plus your portfolio. Psychiatry. CT1 2025. This year, there is no interview at all. Selection is purely based on your MSRA score, and you need to score at least 186 raw marks in each paper to be considered appointable. Obstetrics and Gynaecology, ST1. The MSRA is mandatory. High scorers may bypass the interview stage completely, while others will still be invited to an online interview. It usually contributes around 1/3 of the final score. And beyond these, specialties like ophthalmology, neurosurgery, and core surgery have also started using MSRA scores in shortlisting. The 2025 competition ratios show how much more competitive everything has become in England. Psychiatry, CT1, 10,677 applicants for 489 posts, 21.8 per post. O&G, ST1, 4,945 applicants for 297 posts, 16.65 per post. Anesthetics, CT1, 6,770 applicants for 539 posts, 12.56 per post. Radiology, ST1, 4,011 applicants for 356 posts, 11.27 per post. General Practice, ST1, 20,995 applicants for 4,276 posts, 4.91 per post. We can see these ratios have increased a lot compared to previous years, especially for psychiatry, O&G, and anesthetics. As a general guide, scores above 600 are considered excellent, while around 520 to 540 tends to be the usual interview threshold in the more competitive specialties. So, your MSRA performance has never been more important, both for shortlisting and for securing your preferred region. So let's talk about how I'm preparing for the MSRA and what my plan looks like. The most effective way to prepare is to practice under timed conditions and use question banks that genuinely match the real exam style. The main ones people use are Pass Medicine, ReviseMSRA, PassTest, and Medica. I've used Pass Medicine for a while. It's great for broad content coverage, but the questions can be very long-winded with huge paragraphs of text that sometimes slow you down. I recently tried ReviseMSRA, and I also spoke to a psychiatry trainee and a GP ST1. Both said they started with past medicine, but later switched to ReviseMSRA because it's more concise, exam style, and realistic. The questions are shorter, more direct, and feel much closer to what you'll see on the day. That makes it easier to spot trends, manage time, and focus on high-yield topics. Personally, I haven't used it extensively yet, but from what I've seen so far, it's a really well-built platform and definitely worth adding to your prep. I'm sitting my MSRA in January, but I'm still deciding exactly which specialty I'll apply for. Possibly IMT, though I'm doing the MSRA as well to keep all my options open. My goal is to complete around 2,000 questions by the end of October, then move into mock exams and timed practice through November and December. Balancing this with work and uni has been tough, but the key is just showing up daily, even if it's just a few questions before bed. Consistency beats cramming every single time. When I started preparing for the MSRA, I was testing different question banks, and that's when ReviseMSRA reached out. This is actually the first company I've ever worked with, and I made sure to properly research it before agreeing. I would never promote anything unless I genuinely believed it adds value. After trying it myself and hearing honest feedback from current trainees, I really do think ReviseMSRA is one of the most accurate and realistic question banks out there. If you want to try it, you can use my discount code IMGD10 at checkout. It gives you 10% off any ReviseMSRA plan, and it also supports the channel. So that's a basic breakdown of everything we've covered in this video: what the MSRA actually is, how it's used by different specialties, the rising competition ratios, and my honest thoughts on ReviseMSRA and how I'm preparing for it. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting more videos on specialty applications, interview tips, and MSRA preparation advice very soon. And don't forget, you can still use my code IMGD10 for 10% off ReviseMSRA. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your MSRA prep. Stay consistent, keep practicing, and you'll get there.